Born Eunice Wayman in North Carolina in 1933, Nina Simone was a classically trained pianist who began her music career in the late 1950s, performing in jazz clubs and bars in Atlantic City. Simone's music was not only about entertainment, but also about activism. She used her voice to speak about racism, discrimination, and injustice, and became one of the most important voices of the civil rights movement. During the 1960s, the civil rights movement was in full swing, and African American rebellion songs were a powerful tool in the fight against oppression. Songs like Mississippi Goddam, Young, Gifted, and Black became anthems for the movement, and Nina Simone was at the forefront of this musical rebellion. Fast forward to the 90s and early 2000s, we can see a new wave of African rebellion songs emerging, this time led by women like Erykah Badu. Badu's music was influenced by the work of artists like Nina Simone, and she continued the tradition of using her music as a form of activism, speaking out against racism, sexism, and inequality. Erykah Badu came into the scene during a time when there was a more subtle form of African American oppression, such as financial and housing systems. Her music is more settled than Simone's, but it still carries a strong feminist message. Despite their contributions, however, the feminist spirit in African rebellion songs has often been ignored in the mainstream protest movement.
Well, my name is Apples, and I rock your world. I'm also known as the Gucci girl. Well, I'm super cute and plenty bad. 30, 26, 36 and a half. I hope that you will realize I got the hazel eyes that are hypnotized and knock you to your knees, make you eat cheese. You be so helpless, you be begging me, please.
The work of Simone and Badu, along with other women like Aretha Franklin, Billie Holiday, and Lauryn Hill, has been overshadowed by the work of their male counterparts. While artists like Gil Scott-Heron and Bob Marley are praised for their political and social commentary, women like Simone and Badu are often overlooked. In fact, some argue that male artists like Gil Scott-Heron are more palatable for white audiences because of how he slips in the real truth in his music, while the more direct and confrontational music of women like Simone and Badu may be too uncomfortable for some listeners.
If I'd had my way, I'd have been a killer, okay? That's true. I would have had guns, and I would have gone to the South and gave them violence for violence, shotgun for shotgun. But if I'd had my way, darling, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I'd be probably dead somewhere because I would have used guns during those years. I was never a nonviolent person.
When we think about the civil rights movement, we tend to focus on male figures such as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, but we often forget about female protesters such as Rosa Parks, Coretta Scott King, and Angela Davis. It is important to remember their contributions and to elevate the voices of female protesters in the struggle for social justice. During the civil rights movement, there were several genres of protest music, including gospel music from Mahalia Jackson, jazz and blues from Nina Simone, and pop and rock from the second wave of protest music. Both Nina Simone and Erykah Badu were able to create powerful feminist voices through their music, despite the fact that female protesters were often ignored during the civil rights movement. Simone's Mississippi Goddam and Badu's Tyrone are just a couple examples of how these women were able to convey their messages through music. Each genre was able to connect with different audiences and convey messages in different ways. Today, we see a new generation of Black women artists who are continuing this tradition.
Not classical piano, not classical music, not even popular music, but civil rights movement.
The feminist spirit in African rebellion songs is still alive and well. It is important to recognize the contributions of Black women to the protest music tradition and to elevate their voices and stories. As Nina Simone once said, it's an artist's duty to reflect the times in which we live.
We will shape and mold this country, or it will not be molded and shaped at all anymore.
These artists have done just that, using their music to speak truth to power and to inspire change.